Welcome to the show. To all the brave competitors, get ready for the fight of your lives.
Welcome to Triple Fist Bump, the premier gaming podcast where you can listen to opinions across generations. I'm the Key Dream, driven by my two co-hosts,
Chris.
And Osiris.
A.K.A. Omipia. Yeah. That's
Rumbleverse.
the pronunciation.
Foreshadowing.
A.K.A. myopia.
Not myopia.
You had to ruin it.
It's myopia. Nah, it's myopia.
Ruined it.
Myopia.
Foreshadowing.
Isn't that a reference to a game that's not...
It's a reference to having sucky vision. Don't try to turn that into a transition.
Yeah, well. There was a game about bad vision. Well, there's been many games about the indie scene is crazy. In a good way. I love it.
The Rumbleverse.
Rumbleverse. Are you ready, fighters?
You can't get in the cannon before the fight.
That's cheating. I don't know why, but I want you to try to get in the cannon. And there should be a dude sitting in the cannon with a gun and he just shoots you.
I feel like in the world of Rumbleverse, the reason there are no guns is because people have evolved beyond them.
Yeah, they are way stronger than guns.
Yeah, like they have superseded weapons. Like you need to drink your... Yeah, that dude in front of the cannon is just the champion. He is just the guy that everyone is fighting for.
Threw me off the top of a skyscraper and I only took 80 damage. So
I'm just saying.
But if he elbow drops you, you dead.
Oh, yeah, if he elbow drops you, you just die immediately.
The fact that as you're falling, you're generating so much force and friction that the air ignites around you. And you're fine. I mean, that alone says it right there.
Yeah.
You are igniting the atmosphere. And you're not even coming from outer space. You're not that high up. And you're still igniting the atmosphere.
It's not that guns don't exist. It's just that people are stronger than guns.
They're impractical at this point.
Yeah, it's totally impractical. If you are in the Rumbleverse competition, you don't care about a gun. Now, if you're a civilian watching at home, you probably have one to protect against other normal people. But against them, you may as well just turn into a pretzel because that's what they're going to do.
That'd actually be hilarious, as if they added a gun to Rumbleverse and then you use it and it's the worst item though.
Oh my goodness. It's like it doesn't do damage. It doesn't even all it maybe does is make them flinch a little bit. And you can use it as a parry.
It's just an annoying weapon.
Yeah, like I can't see it cannot be allowed to KO anybody unless you throw it at them. If you the gun's most powerful tool is to throw it at somebody as a blunt object.
Yeah, but at that point you might as well use a crate.
Yeah, but see, the gun is lightweight, so you could get very good accuracy from long range.
Nah, the gun is like a boomerang due to its shape.
It's the longest range weapon you can throw.
There it is. And it comes back. And I do like the boomerang idea.
Yeah, it's like a boomerang.
Yeah, like you got to do it like Breath of the Wild though. Like you throw it long range, it hits,
you
got to time to catch. It can't be free. It needs to be a skill because otherwise it's broke. You have to be able to time the catch.
I want to say that Rumbleverse is a game that looks like it's just a fun, silly game where you mash buttons and hit people with big moves. But I will never cease to be amazed by how people manage to master anything you give them and make it look like the deepest, most complex thing ever.
Oh, yeah. If it exists, there's someone's going to take it to max level.
I was playing some Rumbleverse, and I was doing good, actually. I was playing games, fighting. So I got it the first night. I lost everything, right? But eventually, I was actually able to get to the top few people. And then I won in the top few people. And then I won again. And then I won again. I won 3 times in a row. And so I was feeling myself. I'm like, oh man, I'm really good at this game. And it was like the game put me in a new rank or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oof.
And it was like, okay, now you're allowed to fight the pro players. And now you have people dodge rolling in the air and swinging on stuff, moving around way faster than you thought was even possible, dodging your attacks perfectly. It's great.
Yeah, I forgot about the tier ranking system, but I'm just like, oh yeah, you got 3 in a row.
There is a ranking
tell
system?
the game something. Well, it's not like it's not open and overt, right? But you know, it's matchmaking. You know what I mean? Like by showing you are at a certain level, they silently match you with other people at the same level.
Or so, that was the same level.
Right.
You know, your entry. Well, hey, you got the wins. It's a computer.
That was big fish.
Hey, you won.
That was big fish, small pond moment right there.
Yeah, you were Zoro in the East Blue. You know, like he's the baddest guy around. And then
this dude is so strong. He's so cool. He fights so Hawkeye. Cool. Hawkeye's like, honestly, if I'd had a thumbtack, that would have been better.
That would have been better. I'm mad because this is the smallest blade I've got. And you are so weak and new to this. You don't even know how big the world is. And you just like,
You know what would have been better? Is if he had just stomped on a piece of the wood and grabbed like a little splinter piece. Like, a little splinter-sized piece. Like, right. I use this.
Right, he'd use that knife to just break off a tiny piece of the wood.
That would, yeah.
Zoro, you're going to fight me with that? No. I'm going to fight you with this.
Like, you using the term fight is not what this is. This is not a fight. This is a lesson.
That man had 3 swords.
3 swords. He used this secret technique.
Imagine what that looked like to Hawkeye, though. This dude, he just looked like the biggest tryhard ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you got 3 swords, man. 3 swords. He doesn't even know that Zoro does it for a reason.
Right. He's just like, okay, 3 swords.
That reminds me of the scene with Kid Zoro. It's like, yes, you may use as many swords as you like in this far. And Max like...
yeah. Like all the swords.
He had like 8 swords in his mouth and he was holding 4 in each of his hands. I was like, oh.
Look, if 1 sword is 100 attack power, then 9 swords is 900 attack power. You can't lose.
Right?
Right? Right?
Nah, that was the Grim situation. He had all the attack but negative defense. So he just lost.
Negative defense, negative accuracy, negative everything.
That was the Dark Souls situation where you pick up the strongest weapon, but then your character can't wield it, so it's weaker than a knife.
It's weaker than the what's that? The club, the stick.
Dark Souls. Well, I guess Elden Ring now, but they really do not want you using weapons beyond your capabilities.
No.
It's not even like, oh, this weapon is big,
at best,
so the damage will make up for it being clunky. No.
You will whiff most likely, and if you do not whiff, you will just hit for nothing. Either way, you die at the end.
And you can't roll.
No, you can't roll. But at that point, if you're gonna overcome yourself, you gave up the thought of rolling a long time ago. Unfortunately, since you're weak, you also can't even use a shield.
So since seeing those powerful people in Rumbleverse, I have now been on a journey to learn how to play the game as well as them.
Okay, well, I have a story to share.
Oh, you got a story first? Unfortunately, I don't really remember how my first run went. The first run where I won.
Yeah, this is the first run. It was just a
combat blur. A combat blur.
It started off normal. I landed on a tower on Low-Kiki Isle, which was the new Season Pass island.
Yep.
So yeah, I landed on there. I landed on the tower. A bunch of other people landed on the tower. I got beat up. I think I got cyclone or something.
Oh, dang. I thought you were going to tell us you just knocked everyone off the tower.
No. I honestly don't remember anything else except for the key moments that I went up the ice cream tower and got a keyblade.
Yes. Did you learn how to fly? When I saw the flying tech people do with the keyblade, it's crazy.
No, I haven't learned to fly yet, but I've seen people do it. So
I saw a guy get dropped off a building, and as he was falling, another dude flew. He wasn't even part of the fight. He just flew over there and comboed him in midair and got the KO. I'm like, really? You intercepted the man in midair?
You can do some weird stuff with people in midair.
Yeah, just what is going on?
I saw some craziness happen.
I'm pretty sure that guy is no longer in my tier. You're doing stuff like that. He got ranked up. What was that? But yes.
But yeah, I climbed up the ice cream tower and got the keyblade. Kind of camped up there for a while until the ring ran out up there. And then I realized it was down to the last 5 people. So I was like, man, maybe I should go down there. So I dive kicked down because I had dive kick, which is like the most OP move in the game.
It's so dumb.
Dive kick is pretty goofy.
I climbed up the buildings onto a little like rooftop with another roof on top of it. And I was chilling. I had some nachos. And I found some more nachos on the table on the roof, so I was eating those nachos. Mm-hmm. And then I see a dude in the distance, and I see him coming up the buildings. So the moment he hops up the building, like as he's doing it, I elbow drop, and he dies.
Wow!
Just immediately?
I just killed it
with the elbow drop.
Wait, how high were you falling?
No, he just died.
So it wasn't even like an epic. It was just a normal elbow drop.
Yes.
And he just died.
Yep, died and fell off the building.
And you were just standing there, victorious.
Yep. So I was like, well, we take those.
I mean, hey, all's fair. All's fair. Hey, look, he didn't. If he wanted to win, he wouldn't have climbed up like that. What you climbing up with your health so low for? Why you do that?
I don't know why he did that.
Like you could have ran. Like how big was the circle?
Oh, it was pretty small, but
so it was like the fight because there's the final circle and then there's the final circle.
The one that's just constantly shrinking.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite the final circle yet, but it was about to be.
He just came up and
So I was feeling pretty confident. I dashed down the buildings, elbow drop, not hitting anyone sadly, into the fray of people. And I was hitting people. I was doing good. And then a dude who had been bullying me for like the entire match came in. So I was like, oh, I need to kill this dude. So I pull out the keyblade, right? Hit the wrong dude, but then the dude gets greedy and runs into the keyblade strike, gets comboed, and I knock him into the water and he dies.
The water is the craziest addition to this game. The amount of cheesy kills you can get on people is ridiculous.
He would have died anyway. It was a keyblade.
But the water is so cheesy.
So he fell into the deep water then.
Yeah.
It was down to the last 3 people one time, and I just Izuna dropped someone into the water with me and made them lose.
That just explains something that I saw before, because I certainly saw a guy sphere kick a dude into the water, and his body hit another guy, and somehow his body caused him to KO the guy as he himself KO'd. And I'm just like, huh? And I guess it's just final hit before you fall in gives you the KO.
For some reason, if you Izuna drop someone into the water, they die first too.
Yeah, it's like I don't like final hit rules. I guess it's like, hey, I jumped in of my own accord, but you got hit, so you're technically dead. But I just know the guy who KO'd him must have been mad with the sphere kick, because he was just like, dude, I sphere kicked you into that guy. Because for some reason, the guy that hit him got the KO. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, that's dumb.
That was weird. I don't know, new season stuff, but the battle, because my first battle on that new match was on the beach. We had a battle on the beach in the end. It was like 6 people all fighting in the water, and you got the little bridge that kind of goes out on the I think it's the southern part of the island, like the southeastern part of the island. But yeah, it was just a beach battle going on there. And one dude was just kept rolling backwards, kind of running out of the battle. And I'm pretty sure he just killed himself by falling off the edge. And at that point, I did not know that, because I thought the water was depth until I saw people fighting in it. And I'm like, oh, well, it's shallow, so all the water here must be shallow. And no.
Nah, it just drops into deep water.
Yeah,
but what happened next, Dream? There was a little bit more left.
Yeah, more to the battle.
I kind of just beat up the last dude and won.
Wow, just unceremonious. You just walked up as he shriveled in the corner, begging for his life, and you just smacked him? Like, what are we doing here?
Look, man, I had 2 keyblade strikes left. He was dead.
I think my first win I got was a ring out.
Ring out?
Yeah.
That's a different kind of...
That leads me to my second run.
Okay.
These dudes and me, the ring was in this final state. It was super small. And me and these 2 other dudes have been fighting for a long time in there. So I killed one of the dudes with a sumo slap as he tries to climb up the wall.
Oh man, sumo slap is so good.
The 100 heads. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, down him, then he superstar revives. And then the other dude just straight up kills him. But what I saw earlier was that the dude who was left previously had an out of ring count of 2. So I was like, I'm just gonna bully this man out the ring. So I bait him up onto the wall, choke slam him out of bounds, hit him with sumo slap, which takes 3 seconds in of itself. And I just keep beating him up, and he gets away, he dashes, and right in front of the ring, he just DQs and dies.
Yeah, ring outs are such a cheesy but good way to beat someone.
It's crazy how effective they can be, especially with those really aggressive folks who like to chase people out of bounds to finish them. And you can just edge guard them out. Yeah.
Because the first one I won, the ring closed in on a building, right? So the last dude came climbing up on the building to catch me. I had this move, javelin tackle, I think was the move I had. I had some tackle move. And so we were fighting up on the top of the building, but I just managed to tackle him. So we jumped all the way out of bounds. But he was out of bounds first, so his count was going down lower than mine. So I just kept punching him while we were out of bounds, and he just couldn't make it back in time, and that was it.
I know I can only imagine the rage as he's just like You fool! What are you doing?
It's a good mind game because it's like you can't block or else you can't get out of here. But you can't not block or else you can't get out of here.
You have to make
you're stuck. You have to block.
That's what I'm saying. Like because that tackle, it leaves you so close to them.
Yeah.
Unless he like perfectly reads your attack and somehow roll dashes away, which will require him even having stamina in the first place, which might be an issue. It's over with. You're not getting out. Y'all was on top of a building, so of course he wasn't going to be able to scale that. It was over with. You effectively killed him as the moment he hit that tackle hit. And he knew it. He knew it.
It's just so good.
Wow, man. He speared a man off by DQ. So yeah, that first win was that's something. That's definitely noteworthy.
My next run, I got a move called Bionic Uppercut and kind of just won with that.
Yeah, the uppercut's good.
Yeah, you don't need to explain how you won with uppercuts. They just have priority over everything, no matter what level they are. By the way.
Yeah, it's a super low startup that just carries a lot of area. Surprisingly, you just put it into anything.
And it's mainly because of how priority works in Rumbleverse. Like, you know, like in a fighting game, there's priority, but it's like if those two moves hit on the exact same frame, then this one wins, right? Rumbleverse, it's like during startup. So if someone is going for a grab, if you press an attack in reaction to their grab, even if the attack isn't out yet, the game will just be like, strike priority, and let you hit them anyway.
Yeah.
And then uppercuts have priority over everything. So you can react to anything your opponent is doing and just uppercut. And that's
it's like a strike grab almost.
Yeah, its priority is above everything.
Above everything. It's above normal strikes because it's a special strike, but it's still a strike, so it's above grabs. Yeah. The higher level versions are just super damaging on top of it. Not to mention you can knock people in the air.
That's mainly what I used it for. I just walked up to people after knocking them down and then just uppercut through whatever their wake up option was.
Oh, wow.
And they couldn't do anything.
At that point, the only thing you can do is try to roll away. Like the range is about the only limitation on it.
Yeah, only thing you could do is roll away and block. Like you have to bait it, but if I'm reacting with it.
But see, that's the thing. Now you can train people. Now you can stand in front of them. They think you're about to do it, and as soon as they roll back, you just dash forward, grab them.
Yeah.
And now you're Irish whipping them off a wall and into some crazy stuff.
So there are lots of good moves in Rumbleverse. Cosmo Shot is one of my personal favorites.
The Sphere Shot. Call it it's just the Final Fantasy X Sphere Shot. That move is a Final Fantasy X reference. It's just a Sphere Shot. It is great. The Sphere Shot also great. It's actually the main character's ultimate move in the game was a Sphere Shot.
Really?
Yeah. The main character, Tidus. I know people want to say it was technically pronounced Tidus. Tidus. See, he fought with a sword the whole game. A long sword. But in his ultimate move, he puts the long sword away to jump in the sky and do a backflip. And then one of your female party members, based off of emotion levels, whoever you healed the most and stuff, one of them will toss you the ball. And they will toss you this blitz ball, which basically looks like a volleyball. And he would do the Sphere Shot on the blitz ball and shoot it right in the face of the enemy, causing a massive explosion. And you had to time it too, because in the middle of the Sphere Shot, like just as he's getting ready to kick the ball, a little mini game pops up where you have to line up a sliding cursor in the middle on the target spot. And if you miss it, his foot would miss the ball and it will whiff.
You're just like,
Exactly. I think he fell over if you did. Yeah, but if you hit it, you got the massive explosion from the shot. And I was just like, it's so it's so stupid. It's so stupid, but it's great. It's great. It also made no sense because that game has a canonical love interest that you cannot avoid. And yet you can get her cousin or her like big sister figure to throw you the ball instead of her. And it's just like, what?
They're not throwing you the ball because of love interest. They're
but
throwing
they
you
call
the
them
ball
emotion
friendship.
levels. It's so weird. Yeah, but it's just the friendship, the emotion of
the friendship.
Lulu thinks of you as a little kid brother who looks just like her dead fiance.
Friendship.
Yeah. And Lulu's the first girl from the beginning of the game who makes a comment about you in her native tongue that you don't understand. But if you beat the game and collect all the books, you can see that comment and you're like, huh. Friendship. The power of they would not betray
it's friendship.
Unit like that. Lulu is the big sister.
Back to Rumbleverse, though.
Rumbleverse, though, yeah, the sphere shot. The cosmic shot, as you call it, yes.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite moves.
It's a good move. It's fast, puts people up in the air. It just takes a while, and then you can launch them ridiculous distances.
I don't know. They're all good.
Dream don't have.
I like mist.
Move.
I just like hitting people with mist. The short hot mist combo.
This man acting like he doesn't get excited whenever he gets missed.
I mean, I get excited when I see a lot of stuff, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of good moves, but like, which one is your favorite to land?
The super vicious attack?
The superstar attack?
Yeah.
I'll take that.
It just feels cool.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not going.
No, you can finish.
No, you can finish.
I'll finish.
Wait,
what?
Hey, look, y'all was being polite. I just had to interrupt so that way y'all can both be like, oh, that Osiris guy, he took over. Impolite as he is.
That Osiris guy.
Yeah, it's just that dude. Well, he's already here, so we can't put him out. So you just gotta. But I like a good old fashioned choke slam. But I'm also
choke slam is a lot of fun.
It is a good deal of fun to just grab someone, to Irish whip somebody off a wall into the choke slam. It's a favorite combo of mine. I really enjoy it. It brings
it's the
back
best
the
when
youth.
you just jump off a giant building with it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like throw somebody, bounce them off a water tower, catch them, and just fly friction in the air into the ground. It's great.
And they can survive that. That's why guns aren't effective.
Yeah, exactly. Like even that sometimes only does like 800 damage. You only got to upgrade your health, and you could potentially live. Like what is a gun going to do to you? A gun.
Yeah.
Bounce off your pectorals.
But I got a funny story about the superstar grab.
Yeah, it's the ultimate.
I was playing in a battle. It had gotten down to like the last 6-7 people. So you know how once you get down to that, it's just a huge group of people fighting in the center.
Yep.
And
big melee.
Usually there's like 2 people hiding away, but most of the people are fighting in the center. And so I happened to be in the center this time. I was fighting. Everything was normal. And then I ended up fighting this lady, and she was hitting me, and I was hitting her. It was just back and forth, right? And then I whiff an attack. And then she runs up with her superstar grabs me, jumps up in the air, and I'm like, oh man, this is going to do a lot of damage. But no, she lands on a car and bounces up even higher. I'm like, oh God, okay. well, this damage is ridiculous. Now, I had the advantage over this lady. I hit her a whole bunch of times. So I was like, I got this. Once I get up, she's still dead. She bounced on the car a second time. And I just hear her character, well, the characters fly up off the screen. The camera couldn't even keep up. And then just lands and instantly kills me.
That right there may be the true best move in the game.
It did so much damage. And we bounced so high. Like, it went up to one of those skyscraper levels.
Yeah, I think you can hit basically the roof of the environment. Like, I think that thing shoots you up technically higher than the cannon can go.
If she had aimed for the car a third time, I think we would have just glitched and not been on the stage. Because it bounced so high.
Just both been KO'd, but through the top Smash Brothers style.
Right, it would have just been like, ding, ding.
Leave the skybox. Oh, goodness. Hey, maybe the game logic would have worked in your favor. It's like, if the first person that falls off the pit is dead, then maybe the second person who leaves the sky dies.
Right. Because
it might be reversed. You may have won.
I still would have won the 6 other people, but yeah.
That would have. I mean, honestly, y'all both would have been winners because they would have never have seen anything like that before. Stories would have been made about that. They'd have just been looking in the sky like, what? Did they just go?
I did not know. I did not know you could just keep doing it like that. I didn't know you would bounce off the car in the first place. And I didn't know that you could just keep bouncing as much as you wanted.
The moment I saw a guy get bounced, like he got hit and his body kind of like skidded across cars. Like he bounced off a car that kept flying and bounced off another car. Something should have told me at that point, like, that's an option.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking, if I choke slam somebody on a car, do I just keep bouncing higher and higher with them in my head?
I actually did do that. I choke slammed someone, and we were just going to land like 1 story down on a building, but I hit something bouncy. So my guy bounced back and fell further down the building. And then we hit something bouncy again, and so we ended up falling down the whole building. But the choke slam was going backwards from bouncing. Just boing.
I choke slammed someone on the boat, and I just kept bouncing on the stereos.
That's what it was. It was stereo.
The stereo. Oh goodness, man. Watch the beat. Watch the beat as you just going up and down. Yeah. All right, that's good to know. That's good to know. Yeah,
Rumbleverse is fun.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Fighters
Fortunately, that will live in Fortnite shadow. I hope it breaks out. I hope it gets enough going that people.
You can't break out a Fortnite shadow.
Oh yeah, especially when you're under the same company.
Yeah,
but man, it's cool. It has its own complete, unique style and flavor. The only similarity between them two is a vague art style.
The combat is deeper than it initially lets on.
Oh, it's way deeper. People are doing incredible things.
Now you actually do interesting fights instead of just looking for someone's tower and hiding in their floor.
Hey, don't trash my strategy. I couldn't build, but I could hide.
Hey, look, my whole hero moment involved me hiding. You never take away. And now, guess what the most popular mode of Fortnite is? I don't know. But the only mode I hear people talking about is no build. So yeah. Now you don't even have to build at all. The game's probably better for it.
I mean, I think no rapid build should be a thing. Building was pretty cool. But
I think the moment you slow down the building, though, it just turns into people running around the wall with a shotgun and just shooting somebody.
Yeah. I don't think people should be punished for their skill like that, but it was like if you didn't know how to build, you couldn't win that game. But the feeling, there was just a feeling. It was just a special feeling whenever you ran up to the last two people building buildings and you just threw a grenade under one of them and watched it crumble and they died. It was too good.
I thought it was a version of Fortnite. I don't know why, but I think when the game first came out, you could just build unsupported structures in the sky.
Oh, that had to have been a glitch.
I saw a guy building a sidewalk in the sky. Like
no. They don't need to have good support. Like, actually, I don't know how it works anymore. But I did see people just building bridges and stuff in the sky. And just
it's just running. Like, nothing underneath the bridge. They're just placing new floor down. And I'm just like, I guess if you're running off a mountain when you started, but does the mountain count as support just because a bridge is next to it?
Yes.
It's a weird physics idea there, but it's just a dude in the sky just running across, just building a path. Like, it was
my thing about them doing that was like, you know that someone just has to break the base, right? And you just die. But they didn't care.
At that point, people are just like, but I also want to run on the path. So instead of destroying it, they just run up there too. And it's just, wherever it's going, dude's going to be at, or his items. If you got sniped.
Right. There's sure to be stuff at the end of this path. It's like following a rainbow for some gold.
Yeah, you're just like, let's go. If this guy was good enough to do this, he's probably where I want to be. So so I can see no build mode getting rid of that stuff.
If you see a giant tower with the last dude in it, don't you want to go up the tower?
Generally, they come down the tower when they realize you're not building because they're not going to just get blown up like that.
Well, I've seen a lot of dudes with strategies just to build a huge tower only to jump down from it. And while the other person's looking at their tower for an opening, they don't realize the guy's just on the ground building a door in their tower to go upstairs. Like, so many times people have just died watching an empty tower, not realizing the person had already abandoned it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just like, yep, I'm going to build this up. Because I guess if you're fast enough building, you can make the wall go high enough that by the time the wall is even done constructing, you're at the bottom running towards their tower. So they may actually think you are building something when it's really just you did build something and then you left right after.
And that's all the time we got. Thank you for tuning into Triple Fist Bump. And with that, Triple Fist Bump out.
Choke slam.
Or the Fuji dust.
Vicious mist. Anyone know what the tier 3 of mist is?
Poison, I think.
No. Poison second tier.
I've gotten it. I don't know what it is.